Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedom Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade, the host at the Soul Legacy TV's Virtual Business Success with Iona. And today is it's Environmental Freedom Thursday. I had to look at my own t-shirt and the colour of it. And I'm going to talk about traveling while we teach and teaching online for spiritual entrepreneurs. And today is actually a holiday day for those of you who are in the US. So happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are overseas. I'm in the UK, so it's kind of business as usual. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's quite late for me in the UK because I've just been busy. So let's talk about traveling while we teach, right? So first of all, the freedom to travel. Do you have a bucket list? I have a travel bucket list. I have several places that I've been in the world, several places that I want to go in the world, and being able to teach online as we build our business online. And I'm laughing because my sister-in-law is trying to creep so as not to disturb me, but she's entertaining me, and it's absolutely fine, my love. Absolutely fine. It's kind of bye, my love. Oh, she's absolutely amazing. That is fun. And again, traveling while you teach and teaching online, that's what happens, unless you've got a dedicated office, which I had done for a very long time, and I haven't at the moment. So being a spiritual digital nomad and preparing to travel and kind of get out there even more has meant that, I'm staying with family, and and that's what you get, and it's lovely. Do you know what I mean? It's like everybody is just really pulled in for me, and I feel loved and I feel very supported, and it just feels amazing. And so, I never want anybody to feel uncomfortable, and I just say, what it is, and there's a lot of love around me. So we're traveling while we're teaching, but having this space to teach. Are you in an environment where it is noise free, or if it's in with family, or do you have a dedicated office? A lot of my students, when I was doing my teaching a few years ago, late 2020, early 2021, and a lot of them were like, oh gosh, teaching online, I've got a mobile. And now I just say, you can't do all of your teaching on a mobile. And a lot of people didn't have a dedicated office space, which I kind of took for granted, really, to be honest. I was like, you don't have an office? Mine was an old bedroom, but it was an office. And it's like, oh God, I was so spoiled. And I had a big, massive dining room table as a desk, which I was like, I changed it just before I left and then gave that away. But it was just such a really nice space. However, what I realized was that I was working, and I was working in my office, and I was building this business to travel while I teach. And I wasn't actually traveling. I wasn't actually going anywhere. So I gave up my home. And I was like, well, this is it. Now a whole set of new kind of stuff that goes on where you realize, oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. And it able to be self-contained as you travel, even down to the point of like the ring lights and do you know what I mean? Like, so many things to consider while you're traveling. So setting up my business online, I'm really setting it up so it's automated, and really setting it. And I've set up a lot, don't get me wrong. For me now, it's like, okay, make sure emails take care of themselves, and handing things off to my assistant, which I haven't done in a really long time. Because I came offline, and it's like, okay, what do I need to do myself and learn, and then teach, and then just hand off? So I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to say that, today, this morning, was it this morning? Yeah, it was this morning. And I went on a rant, and I will just tell you that I'm hormonal, right? So when your girl is a little bit hormonal, I tell the stories, and I kind of tell the stuff. So, and I share my successes, my highs, my lows, as we journal, as we visualize, as we do all the things. And so I had posted that that I was working on the book, the paperback book. I'm actually on chapter 11, yay, principle 11, creating lighthouse partnerships. And as I wrote that book, and I want to be on the Amazon space, right? As I wrote the book, I was envisioning like launching for October. It's now November. And I had guests on from YouTube, and in the chapter of the book, I was like, well, you know, this is what it would look like, blah blah blah. And then yesterday was the day that I actually I actually was doing it. I was doing it last month as well, excuse me, and it was just amazing. You know, when you've got stuff on your vision board and you're actually doing it, it's like, oh wow. But anyway, I posted about welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. I pull up comments. Hey, how you doing? Yo. Okay, you're new to me. We're journaling, and we're visualizing, and I'm talking about traveling while you teach. If you have business online and social media, and excuse me, when you're traveling while you're teaching and you're online and you're doing different environments, this is streaming out on my YouTube channel. It's streaming out. It'll be repurposed into a podcast. It's streaming out on all of the socials apart from LinkedIn, and in my Soul Legacy Academy online teaching portal. So I love being able to reach people and like just stream. And then when I was talking about the book royalty, I was like, oh, I just posted and I said, you know, I've been working on the paperback book, and as I was working on the paperback and the Kindle, really launching, so, I said, oh, I got, you know, a book royalty email. I was like so excited about it because it was around the time where I'm going to dedicate to my big brother and my godson's mum, who passed. Both of them passed from cancer. So I was like, oh, just really celebrating and just, you know, saying the guidance that I feel, and I feel blah, blah, blah. And then somebody comes along and puts the 2 cents in, and I felt the energy behind it as an empath. Maybe I'm a hormonal, a bit sensitive, I don't know. The comment is still there. It wasn't a horrible comment, but it was just a factual, like, no, that is not from that book. Royalty is not from that book. It must be from another book. And I'm like, well, because I said I don't know who bought the book, but thank you. I'm like, and it takes 3 months for Amazon to pay you, whatever, blah 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 blah. And I was like, why are you on my personal feed trying to put me in my place? Like, get off. And so I was like, well, it is this book because it launched. I launched it on pre-order in May 2022, and it came. I would get blah 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 blah, and I gave myself a year to write it. And actually, I dedicated it to my son, and I'm dedicated blah blah blah. And I just went all in, and I said, now I know that you get it. It's great to put factual, but the point that you're missing is that I feel guided. And so social media can be like, you know, people can just, I don't know. I'm like, whatever, just get off. So I sent I sent messages to my daughter and screenshots, and I just said, look, you know, this is what's happened. And I said, blah 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 blah, the way that I speak. And she said, oh, you said that, you told her that. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Stop raining on my parade. Like, you're not even making sense. Somebody else that I know said that's a lovely thing to wake up to. That was their response. I'm like, thank you. So, and then make that comment first. And so, yeah. And then I saw the comment and they'd unfriended me. I'm like, great, blocked. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? I don't need your energy. I don't need your energy. As you're building online, as you're traveling while you teach, and you're teaching online and you're setting things up, you're going to get sometimes that people, I don't know, I don't really get that stuff, but you're potentially going to get it. And it's like, a lot of people have that fear of being on YouTube and getting comments and getting blah blah blah. And that wasn't an awful comment. It was just, it felt like off. I'm like, whatever, like, it's my Facebook newsfeed. I will say what I want to say in the way that I want to say. I didn't ask you to figure out where I got the book royalty from. I said, I don't know who bought the book. And you're telling me that they didn't buy this book. It must have been another book. It's like, that's the only book that I've got published right now. So it has to be that book. I don't get royalties from the co-author books. So, like, anyway, so that was my morning. That was my morning. I know I'm hormonal. That was my morning. And I'm just like, whatever. But anyway, teaching online, having my mastermind hours, having one of my students hop in briefly. But that was nice because I set the mastermind hours and I let lots of people into my world before, and I'm not now. I'm not. There are open office hours and I'm really not. Like, I'm just not doing it. I'm just not letting people into the environment that is so up close and personal. My daughter's father was asking me about my business model. We hadn't spoken in years, and he was like, he's a multimillionaire. And he was saying, and if you ever watch this, and he was saying, you know, what you're doing in your business and what you're doing this and what you're doing that. And I'm letting him know, I'm like, why do I need to tell you anyway? And he was saying, you know, you've got to have those levels. You can't have people just right next to you all the time, that access. And I'm like, yeah, I know this. That is why I paused the model and actually the environmental freedom. And when you travel online, you've got to filter people out, because as empaths as well, like, we don't want our energy drained. Even when we think, oh, you know, you can serve everybody is not for us. When we're teaching online, potentially, say millions and millions and millions of people, but do you want to work with millions and millions? I don't actually want to work with directly with millions and millions of people. So traveling while you teach, where do you want to travel, and are you teaching online? And do you have everything set up to teach online? I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday, actually, and saying, you know, setting up your online course and how I did it. And literally, it was only a conversation. I've got a whole training on it, but just a conversation and distilling the pieces down. And she was so excited and so grateful and so appreciative of that information, because when we think, oh, what we know, other people will know. Not everybody does know, and what other people know that I don't know. And I just love that. I love engaging. I love the online space, and I love the freedom. And I had actually had one of my guests say on the summit yesterday, Natasha, say about traveling, her awakening coming through traveling. And I think that is going to be a thing for me. I've got this urge to just really prepare and just go for traveling. And I've got like dilemmas of, you know, do I get stuck in getting into something in a relationship or what have you? And then people are like, no, that's not in your vision. And I'm like, well, this kind of person won't go away. And so, you know, I'm really just going to go for it. I'm going to go for just staying in my lane and staying focused. With that said, let's dive into the episode. I said to my daughter, this is content for today. It doesn't sound very positive and very great, and I haven't put any makeup on, and I just, yeah, I'm not feeling that way today. So you just got me the way I am. Let's pull the card for today. Let's brighten up this episode. I said I'd share my highs, my lows. This is hope. This is the card that I got. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. It's like, keep me in check. I'm like, well, they weren't loving thoughts, were they? But as I was doing this, I was on, get this, you girls, on in the environment on Tinder. I was on Tinder. I haven't been on there for years and years and years. If you've been with me on this journey, and as I wear this t-shirt, because I wore this t-shirt about 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and I was with in a soulmate connection, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not really the thing that's going to transpire. After matching him on Bumble in that environment, after going back on Bumble and then saying 1, 2, 3, I'm going to manifest my soulmate. 1, 2, 3, going to manifest, and then did that 3 times. There he is. Then today I was like, I'm not even going to go on that site. Talking to one of my best friends, I was like, let me just see, scroll, and he's there again in that environment. I'm like, what is that? So I just think and that's when I got that card. So I just think sometimes the environments that you're in and you're in online, I think you just need to choose them wisely. Stay in your own lane. As a spiritual entrepreneur, I want to do this path with my dude, and part of me contributing is writing another book on soulmates. And I said, just unmatch me. He's like, I don't want to unmatch you. I'm like, oh God, I've got to talk about this tomorrow in Relationship Freedom Friday, because I talk about everything that's going on for me. And I know that I'm rambling, but that's okay, because I'm just feeling like this is my video diary, my video journal, and I can, because it's for me. I don't feel like doing the whole full episode. Yeah. Let's rate our vibrational frequency. This happened to me one Monday after, and it was that whole, the dating thing. it's a lot. If you've ever been online in those environments, I'm telling you. I want to create a spiritual dating site where people want to actually manifest a life partner. I think it'd just be great for us as spiritual entrepreneurs. I think it'd be amazing. Anyway, let's rate our vibrational frequency. How are you feeling today? The girl is feeling hormonal. But it's not just the emotions, it's your environment that you're in. So what does your environment feel like? How do you feel in flow? Or do you feel in funk? I would say my environment's probably a 10. It's not even 11. Just because I'm hormonal. My niece is hormonal. And yeah, we're just in this environment, sharing this environment. So I would say 10, and I'm in the UK and it's cold. So, not that my external world should determine my point of attraction. This is what I teach. Ignore that and just be happy anyway. But yeah. And then I did some training today, online teaching on kinship fostering, and that environment was pretty cool. And my northern accent came out even more because I was on the call with a bunch of northerners. So I've just had a day. I think when I absorb other people's training, it impacts me. I talk about rating your vibrations. I said mine would be a 10. Between a 1 and an 11, mine would be a 10 today. Not because it's super bad, just because it's not like as in flow as what it normally is. Because like I can't be bothered to put makeup on. I'm feeling hormonal. And yeah, it's quite late at night for me. So do you feel in flow or do you feel in funk around your environment? How do you feel? Do you have different environments on your vision board? I have a 7-day vision board challenge, which I talk about every single day because we're visualizing, right? And what environment do you want to teach in, and where do you want to be? Obviously, for me, it's YouTube and Amazon and Thinkific and Acuity are the spaces that I kind of connect all of my business on. Not kind of, I do, and Zoom. And StreamYard, I use quite a bit of actually. And I just link them all together. Let me know where you're watching from. I link them all together. So do you have everything linked together? Stop playing with the card. Do you have everything linked together so you can support yourself online and be in environments that you want to be in? I mean, as I reach out and I do my teaching, it just is reflecting my vision board so much, and it's just like, oh, it's just amazing. It's just lovely. So yeah, come and do the vision board challenge with me. The link is in the show notes in the description. I'm going to do it live in about 3 weeks. Can't believe that. That's absolutely crazy. I absolutely should have manifested my husband by now. Literally. Yeah, I'm distracted. I'm really distracted. Vision board, how you feel. Gratitude, we normally say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate the contribution that my guest made yesterday. Happy and grateful for the 7 freedoms. I'm not even doing it properly, but it's okay, because if you are not new to me, you know. Happy and grateful and appreciate health. Healthy nails. Happy and grateful and appreciate. Yeah, mad today. I was mad, but not really mad, like more pretending to be mad, but like frustrated. And my friend laughed at me continuously, which made me laugh. But yeah, I'm happy and grateful to have others to support me when I'm feeling emotional. See, my emotions just made that jig, and that's probably my son saying, Mum, sort it out, do the podcast properly. And yeah, I'm happy and grateful, appreciate relationships. I'm happy and grateful, appreciate the soulmate, my man, my husband. What I appreciate. I'm not saying soulmate. Yeah, he's my soulmate, but he's my husband. Happy and grateful and appreciate my husband. He's amazing. I love him so much. Happy and grateful and appreciate I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the universe. Although that wasn't what I said today. I was like, universe, you're having a laugh. Like, why do you keep bringing this person in front of me? Happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom, to be able to, to be able to, I gave some away today. Somebody asked and was able to give them, and that was lovely. I want to say, how do you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day? I've launched my day in a really great way, led it in a great way, and I'm leaving it in a great way. In between, it's a bit wonky and a bit wobbly, but nothing crazy. Being able to teach online and having like office hours and having people come in and out when they want to, and just being there and being able to do other stuff is pretty powerful. And I've had new people come into the best-selling, the Spiritual Entrepreneurs best-selling book launch club. Thank you. Really excited to have people in there. I need to DM everybody but not on Thanksgiving. Make sure that I'm actually creating an active community so I can support the launch of my book on Amazon. What else? Bank 50K for today's challenge. Spend your vibrational money voucher. £1,000, dollars, or euros today on something that you could think of that feels amazing. You get to type 10%. Come from the space that everything's all paid for. What would you spend your vibrational money on today? Spend it today. If you don't want to spend it today, type 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends, and it's a charity for bereaved parents, and I am one. What else? Come to our monthly call. Not really feeling it today. Come for our monthly call. Spiritual Biz YouTubers networking to create and collaborate. And you're thinking, why would I want to come and collaborate with you? You look really miserable. I'm not. I'm just not as in flow. This is what it feels like. I had a long day yesterday, which was an epic day. It was really great. And it's just, I've left this quite late. The book that I read today was book launch, because that's what I'm kind of thinking of, the Amazon platform and getting everything up and running, being in that. So teaching online is being supported by that. I can see lots of notifications going off on it's just for this live, I think. How is my vision board challenge? Oh, I'm live in the vision board challenge group. Okay, cool. Make sure I do. Anyway, I'm getting messages. Right, that is it. Super, super, super quick live. You're on. Happy Thanksgiving. If it's today, I think it's today. Is it today? And that's it for the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast. It was a really short one. It was a really all over the place one. But you know what? I'm just going to give myself grace, because I've been live every single day. And I love it. I do love it. I love being accountable for actually checking in. I haven't really eaten that much today, so I think that's it. Just Iona, go to bed, get some food and go to bed. That is what I'm going to do. You love upon you. Shine your light, share your gifts. I'm not as high vibe as I'm not always high vibe. That's the thing. People say, are you always? No, I'm not always high vibe. And I want you to know that it's okay. So share your gifts, shine your light, because you were born to serve. All right, big love, and I shall see you tomorrow for Relationship Freedom Friday. It should be a good one.